There's some weird sewing stuff out there. My daughter and I sat together on our phones and scrolled through looking for the weirdest sewing products we can find. We bought them and we tried them out. Some things were, that's so cool. These things were dumb, and these fish threaders were weird. Let's unbox. Let's start with this one. I remember this one. This is in the shape of like a lipstick case, but if I can open it. Oh, it comes with needles. Look, it's a pin cushion. I think that's really kind of cool. I actually think I would really use this. So let me just rank these, okay? This one, I would use it. Okay, so let's think about usefulness, and like if it actually works. Okay, so I'm gonna be ranking kind of like the concept if I would use it, and then like the quality if it actually works. This is really cool because when I'm getting ready to travel somewhere and I need to take some needles with me, it's always the question of like how to transport them. I love this. This is like my new thing. Wow. We're off to a really good start. 10 out of 10 for that bad boy. Okay, I don't remember what this is at all. So let's see. What is it? It's some type of scissors. Oh, I remember. These are laser scissors. How cool. It really works. The question is, of course, the blades. Is it going to work? Oh, and look at this. Okay. When I cut, watch the laser move. That's true. Okay, so your cutting point is down here, but the laser is coming from here. So there's gonna be a little bit of something getting off there. But that's kind of cool though. You get to see your whole length. Now, I don't know what this dial is. There's some kind of dial. Whoops. Oops, 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 oops. It's the battery compartment. And then here's some button. Just a power button. Oh. I just don't think this is going to achieve a perfectly straight cut. Definitely not to the point that you would want to use this for a client's sewing job for clothing. No. Definitely not. But maybe for like crafts or something. The design concept, it's an interesting concept. I can see how they probably sell, but it doesn't actually work the way you picture it. All right, so next up, this is a corset kit that you can buy. I've known many people for many years who buy their corset kits. I always just made mine. All right, so let's see. It comes with the ribbon to lace the corset, and that seems like made to standard. I have no complaints there. Here's the modesty panel for the back. Okay, this is kind of not great. Let me show you what I'm looking for in this. What I typically do when I make a modesty panel, and this is the part that goes against the bride's back, okay? This side has no stitching on the outside, so this is the side facing out. But the problem is they only have this one piece of boning, and it's only 1/4 of an inch wide. Yeah, so normally I do them several times going across, because like when you're lacing somebody, the problem is it bunches this way. And by them only having these two going up, it's like they put more effort into it not bunching this way, which is not always the problem. It's more this. So this is gonna, like as you tighten the corset, this is gonna crunch up at her back, and it's not gonna look great. So, I mean, would this still be good to have on hand for in a pinch? Probably, but you'd have to open this up and sew more boning in. I always have it going across the top too. I wouldn't do it this far down. I would do it across the top and then do several more. So this would have to be worked on. All right, so the looping works like this. So like you cut the, so the way these two panels work is you cut the zipper out of the back of the dress and you nest this in between like the outer layer of the dress and the lining, and you sew it up from in between the layers. It's got 2 pieces of boning, which I'm surprised after seeing this other. That's good that it has 2 pieces. It has the same number of loops. That's good. There's like not a mistake there. I do think that this boning could be a little thicker though. They did that 1/4 inch boning again. That's kind of a disappointment. So what I would do with this is I wouldn't have to take it apart. That would be nice. But I would sew a 1/2 inch boning along here at the very least before I put this in a dress. So yeah, it would still take some work to make this corset kit work. So the concept is, I would say, you know, it's convenient, and I know a lot of people do actually use these. This is like what they typically buy. Oh, the other thing, it's kind of short. Like I would like for it to be just a couple more loops to where if I need them, I have them there. If not, I can just stop sewing here. It would be nice to have the option. So I would say in concept, I would give this like a 7 out of 10, because the whole point of having a corset is there's plenty of boning, and they did fail in that area. So like 7 out of 10 concept. Does it actually work? Again, 7 out of 10. I'd have to doctor it up. It doesn't work the way that they advertise. Like you can just sew it in. I wouldn't do that. And then like, would I use it? Yeah, I would use this actually. I think it's a good idea to have this on hand in the shop for if you're in a pinch, and you could just charge the customer the price of this and then charge them the labor on top to kind of beef it up and sew it in. Yeah, I think I would actually use this. So I would say 9 out of 10, I would use it. I would still make mine custom most of the time though. This is just good for when you're stuck. Next up, this is so funny. This is a blast from the past because I had one of these when I was a kid. That's so funny. All right, let's see what all is in here. They have extra stuff in there. How cool. Safety pins and already pre-wound bobbins. Oh, okay. These are terrible. Okay, this is like dirty. Oh, we have a needle threader. Oh, we have the needle. So this is the underside. It makes a chain stitch. Because you don't have like your top thread plus your bobbin, you just have this bobbin that's going in through these tensioners here. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's stitch length, I don't know. There is a little manual. Okay, this switch looks pretty flimsy. All right, so I guess it's battery powered. Let's see. Ah, it works. Wow. Okay, we did a seam. I do feel like I have almost no control over like where the fabric is going. I feel like you almost would need somebody to like, somebody else to hold the machine steady for you and do the on off while you move this through. So, okay. All right, let's rank this. Concept. It's an interesting concept, like the idea of a machine for traveling. That's an interesting concept. So I would say like, I'd say like 8 out of a 10. It's a good idea to not have like the 2 threads that you have to manage and all that. And I'm gonna squeeze in there too. I haven't really included this as an official ranking, but this was a good value in terms of like they sent a lot more along with it than I expected. You even have this post in here where you can add a full-size spool to it if you need to. So that's really kind of cool. Does it actually do the concept? 2 or 3 out of 10. And then yeah, would I use it? No. I'm actually excited for this next one, this mini iron. I'm really actually looking forward to this one. I don't know if it's gonna work. It was kind of cool. You got to pick your color, so of course I picked green. This is nice. Look, it's electric. I wondered that. I was like, I don't think this is gonna work because I was picturing it being battery because they don't show a cord, right? But yeah, that actually, like, when I seated that in there, that was really solid. Like, okay. Maybe this one's gonna score better than I expected. This also has a switch. It's got a little light that lets you know that the switch is working, so that's kind of cool. And the cord helps prop it up. I kind of worried about that too. I was like, how's this thing gonna set up and like not fall over and burn people? But the cord kind of does it. That's nice. All right, let's test the iron. Here's our very wrinkly fabric. That cord is so short on the iron that you can just unplug it. Let's see. I always see these in like the little tutorials online. The little tutorials that don't have any voiceover and they're just like doing little quick crafty tricks. This is working, guys. Do you see that? Oh my goodness, it did get hot enough to get wrinkles out. I am completely shocked. All right, this was a sleeper. This, I really did not think was gonna work at all, and it's working. So obviously it cools down really quick because it's not getting these guys very well. This concept is, it's a good idea because, like, you know, if you're like traveling or living in like an efficiency apartment and you rarely ever need to press anything, I think it would be great for that. Now, did they execute the concept? Yes. Okay, so I'm giving this like overall concept like 9 out of 10. Did they execute on it? 10 out of 10. And then would I actually use this? I'm not going to use it in my sewing shop. No, I won't. And then here, it's probably heated up a little bit more again. Let's see if we can get these out. Would I use it like as a travel iron in a pinch? Like if this was all they had in a cheap hotel room and it's like, you know, gotta get the wrinkle out. Would I use it? Yes, I would. I would use it on like everyday fabrics, not delicates, because obviously there's no temperature gauge. And I'm kind of glad they did that as opposed to like putting a temperature gauge in there that you couldn't trust and then you would burn something. So yeah, I wouldn't do anything like lame or silk or anything, but like this is like a poly blend and it worked. I'm so impressed. We're actually having better luck with these things than I thought I would. All right, so let's now go to the sewing machine because that's where all the other ones, all the other little gadgets I got, they all work alongside your sewing machine. See all my junk in the floor? I kind of gave you a little bit of glimpse of them at the beginning. All right, so we'll put that in there, and instead of using your finger, wait a minute, they had it like this. You're pushing it through like this. Okay, this is a joke. Ain't no way I'm gonna be sewing with these. Okay, so the problem that I see immediately is like when you put pressure on it, your finger just bulges right through this. Like the plastic is really weak. So it just bulges and it like, it moves. So when you're pushing, ew, this is terrible. Okay, so concept, I guess if you were like all the time having to push real close to something and you didn't have nails and you were afraid of getting damaged, the concept, I would give maybe an 8 out of a 10. I don't think they should have made this split at all. This should be more like a thimble where it just stays on. So I'd say concept 8 out of 10. Like, does it actually work according to the concept? 0 or 1. It's terrible. Would I ever use these? No. No. These are going in the trash. All right, so this next one is supposed to be threaders, and for some reason, they're shaped like little tiny fish, which I thought was like so weird. Okay, so I don't have a problem with seeing my thread to be able to thread. I really stay on top of my vision. It means a lot to me. Obviously, it can kind of end your career, so it's important. So I always keep a fresh prescription, and sometimes, like, I've found as I'm getting a little bit older, it's easier if I'm really up close to go ahead and just lift my glasses up and use my natural vision. Okay, so the way this works, I wanted to go ahead and feature this because I know threading the needle means being able to stay in business or not for some people, depending on their eye health. So it's very important. Oh, I'm seeing what's happening. Okay, so these two guys are guides that you put along. You put the needle in like this, and then that hook goes through the eye of the needle, ideally, and then you put your thread through it and you pull it through. Oh, okay, it went right through the hole. That worked. The problem is the hook is facing up. Huh. Okay, the hook doesn't go to the side to grab it. Oh dear. It seems like such a good concept. Okay, so you have to rotate it a little bit and pull it through. So it does work. But I don't know why they did the hook up and down. Maybe it wouldn't go through right if you don't. Let's see. Try again. Okay, so basically I'm putting the guides on it and I'm just moving up and down while I'm pushing to see if it'll find the hole. Oh, it was struggling that time. Oh, shoot. I know what's happened because I had to rotate it to bring it through. I bent that pin. Okay, I got it through. Now let's try again. So the thread, rotate. Oh, guys. I mean, it kind of works, but I feel like this is literally harder to see and it's more fidgety than actually threading the needle. Oh no, it doesn't work super well. Oh, how frustrating. Okay, so concept, I give it a 7 out of 10. I like the idea that it has the hook in there. For whether or not the concept works, a 2. The guide works and the hook does work, but the hook is in the wrong position to work. So a 2. Would I ever use this to thread a needle? Absolutely not. That was a waste of money. I wasted mine, so you don't have to. This next one I'm excited about. It's the LED lights that you strap underneath your sewing machine, okay? So it comes with these little clips that they've got like the adhesive patch on the one side and then the clips on the other. And then you've got your LED strip. And then you've got yet another USB plug. I am kind of getting irritated with how many plugs now are USB. There's a separate power plug, which is kind of nice. That means that you don't have to go crawling around under your machine to turn this on every time. You can just use, I use like washi tape and just tape the stuff down where I need it to be and use the power button. All right, so I'm super interested in seeing this to see if it does that weird jumpy blinky thing that like your brain can pick up on. I hate that feeling that I get from LEDs sometimes, and so we'll see if it does that. These lights that I have positioned around the machine, somebody was asking about them the other day. They're not jumpy. And they go through these little resistors or repeaters or whatever you call them. I don't know. They go through those, and that makes them not jumpy. So that's nice. All right, so I'm actually not going to start with the clips because if it's jumpy and I hate it, then yeah, I don't want it permanently on here. Oh, okay, so the whole back of this has like an adhesive strip as well, and then you also have your clips. It's supposed to go like this. It's supposed to like loop this way. Let me just take a couple of pieces of ribbon. Because I don't want to stick it on there and then hate it. All right, let's look at this. Ew, it kind of has that like sickening blue light that they put in sewing machines nowadays. I do not like that blue, like jumpy look. Let me see. It is a lot brighter. I'm doing the power button here. It is a lot brighter. Okay, so I would consider having it on here, like, just for you guys. Under the machine. I wouldn't describe it as a comfortable light, though. So, okay, concept, 10 out of 10. Obviously, we need light here. Delivery on the concept, 10 out of 10. It's doing its thing. I do personally wish that it had a white balance. I do not like the blue LEDs. And it's so easy for them to make them RGB, you know, where you can push the button and change the color a little bit. So I'm personally disappointed in that. Am I going to use this? I'm going to say 5 out of 10. I might use it just for you guys to be able to see things a little bit better when I'm recording. That's my feelings on that one. Oh, it's not jelly. This is foam. Okay, I'm using the back side of this blade to cut this. Pro tip, you don't actually have to use the sharp side and ruin your nippers. Okay, so this is not a jelly mat. This is foam. Interesting. Oh, it's 2 of them. Okay. This one's kind of small. Oh my goodness. Ooh. This is so frustrating how it just rolls up the whole time. Oh my gosh. How to get that thing straight? I mean, you almost have to put adhesive down to hold it down while you're positioning. I guess if it was a lighter weight machine though. That was really difficult. We'll see if this moves around a lot or not when you sew. Let's test this out to see how much vibration we get when we sew with this. I put it on a rickety table for a reason. Just to have it more likely to walk and shake and carry on. Obviously, I feel like I'd be more apt to use these things with the sergers. Wow. Okay. I think the foam pads seem to do pretty well. Okay, I can feel the difference there. It definitely felt a little more jumpy. So it's doing something. It is absorbing like those minor vibrations. Again, a serger would be very noticeable. It's a very good concept, like 9 out of 10. The delivery of the concept is pretty poor because of how it's rolled up. And with it being made out of like this mysterious foam, I wouldn't feel comfortable like steaming it and pressing it flat. 3 or 4. I just feel like there's so many other options that are so much better than this. Would I use it? I'll give it like a 5 out of 10. If I was gonna have a machine that stayed in one place, I would probably go ahead and put a piece of foam under it. Now that I've seen this versus the gel, I would 100% order the gel. Let me show you what I'm talking about when I talk about the gel. They're like little jelly pads. and I put them underneath my serger. And this puppy does not walk. Again, I know some of you aren't going to like that because you can't really clean them. But they're so hidden under the machine that like it really doesn't bother me. That's my thoughts on the two options there. I think I'm a gel girl. So much work went into the design of this, and I do appreciate that this is so low and squatty because that's what we need with hymns, right? It's got the swivel head, it's got the spirit level. How does that work? Oh, I like that. That is so smooth. Okay, so you bring that up. Interesting. Whoa, okay. I'm so interested. Oh, there we go. Ooh, okay. It snapped in really well. I kind of trust the snap in. All right, so see the little guy in there? Watch him. It's on lock and he doesn't move. Middle, see him moving? That's what that does. Oh, neat. All right, so I set it in the floor and look at that. That's so cool. Okay, I can see now. You're definitely still gonna have to think. Because like, what if the dress is crooked? You're gonna cut it crooked. And then also you have to make sure you look at that spirit level on the little doodah here. If you had it on a dress form and you knew it was perfectly straight, both the tripod laser and the dress, if everything was perfectly level, this is awesome. You would just cut right through that. And I love that you've got also the vertical line, so you can kind of make sure you're trued up that way as well. I say the concept, 10 out of 10. Did they deliver on the concept? Yeah, 9 out of 10. The only thing I'm taking points off for is the type of plastic they used in the tripod. I feel like the tripod, for instance, like if my son used it and tightened it down, it would crack because he's got a strong grip strength and he would just crack it. So yeah, you have to just be kind of gentle with it, I think. So literally that's the only thing I'm taking off a point for, 9 out of 10. And then would I use this? Yeah, 10 of 10, I'll use this. This is so cool. Okay, this is my favorite thing